morning. Welcome to Simply Sophie's Beauty Essentials and Sophie Soaps and Such. I am your host. How do I maintain my eyebrows? So this video is just a demonstration of such. So if you guys stay tuned, I'll be right back. Now let me show you the things that I use to maintain my eyebrows on a daily basis. One, I use a brown eyeliner, lip liner pencil. I use a concealer that is a shade, mine is actually 2 shades lighter than my foundation. I use a brow brush. I also, if I need to, use a little eyebrow shaver just to touch up some stray hairs. And then I use my e.l.f. Flat makeup concealer brush. First thing that I do, if you guys are not aware, a lot of you are, but when you, I'm going to have to look in my mirror, but when you draw your eyebrows on correctly, you have a guideline, a map already on your face to do that. You have to make to do it. So you have to make sure that you do not draw your eyebrows too far up high or too low down. I'm not good at creating my brow. I go to the salon, I let the lady do it, and then I maintain it. So for those of you who are not good at drawing your brows on freehand or all that kind of stuff, go and let the lady do it, and then you just maintain it. So now, also you have to keep in mind here, if you see your natural contour of your face on the side here where your brows meet, your brows should not go beyond really your eye point. And I could take some of mine off, but I just don't like that wide space. But from the corner of your eye up is basically where you would really draw your brow. Start at your brow. There are some of us, get an eye booger, sorry. Some have been known, like what I do, is to close that gap a little bit and start right here at the contour of my brow bone here. If you can tell, I'm not sure if you can tell what I'm talking about, but if you just draw an imaginary line up past the bridge of your nose here, that's where the brow is. And like I said, I don't like the wide space for my brows. I kind of leave it a little bit over the line so then I can fade it in, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about when I say fade it in. Also, you follow from that point, if you draw an imaginary line from the tip of your nose up the bridge of your nose here, as it contours across your eye, you can see where your natural shape of your brow will come in. But one of the tricks is that in order to draw your arch correctly, then you will see as you move your finger across your face where your hands naturally fall here to the highest point of your brow bone or in your eyebrow here. So your arch should start here and then gradually go down. And you make sure that if you had the imaginary line again, if you draw directly out here at I call it at point 0, if you draw it naturally out here, then 90 degrees here would be your place where you would put your brow. So this is a straight line. This is 180 degrees straight line. Yeah, and then here is your 90-degree angle. So your brow should meet at your 90-degree angle. If you put it down too far, it'll close off your face. It'll be too close. And I know that you've probably seen people who have their brows drawn too far down. Your brows frame your face, and so you really don't want your brows to be too far down, and you certainly don't want them to cut off too short. You kind of will get that Lieutenant Uhura on Star Trek look, when your brows cut off in mid-space. So you try not to do that. So here we go. Now I'm going to take my trusty brown eyeliner, and I'm going to start right at the point where I said my, at the contour, beginning at the contour at the front part of my brow. I start here, so it's good to have a sharper edge, but I don't have my sharpener. So I start here and I just draw softly a line here, right into my brow. And then from there, I come back down, and then I just fill the rest of it in. Just very soft sweep. Don't have to be hard. And I try not to use black. Black is too harsh on most people's faces, based on their skin color. I try to use brown or shades of brown. You can also use, instead of your brown eyeliner, you can use a brow kit. I have a brow kit from Elf Cosmetics. I think it only cost $1. I got it at Target, but you can order from eyeslipsandface.com and order your brow kit, and it will come like a brown wax with a brown powder. And so you use the wax as you would the pencil. Also, there are other companies that have brow kits and use your eyebrow color, so you can just use those. But as you can see here, there's a definite line there, and so I square my brows off just a little. So I take my pencil and I'll just kind of whisk over the top to create a sharper line. There, and so I'm done with that. Next thing I do is I take my trusty eyebrow brush and I just soften that line. Just soften the line so you won't have a hard line of demarcation there, and just soften it. And then the next thing I use is my eyebrow pencil, my whatever this is, and my concealer. And you see here that the concealer is really light. Brush over the top of it. Load your brush. I get the color right on the edge of the brush, so I just kind of whisk over the top of it, and then I load both sides of the brush. So now once I do that, I go under that point where at the place where I drew my brow, I go right under it very softly with my concealer and just go around the edge there. And I do that over the top very lightly. And I find it easier to stabilize my hand by putting it on a point of my face and then do it so my hands won't shake. Okay. Now when I told you that I leave it further in my eye, leave my hair further at over the line that will over my brow bone, not my brow bone, over my nose, the bridge of my nose, I leave a little hair over there because I want to just put a little concealer there. And what that does is gives the illusion of your brows faded in, softer on the edge, so it won't be so hard. And then got all these things in my hand. Then I just kind of come back a little bit with the eyebrow, with the eyeliner, with the eyeliner. Yeah, I said that. So now, there we go. Have that there. And if you can see that, I have the concealer over the top to I guess accentuate my brow under the top and under the bottom. And the reason why I do this is when you have something light under something dark, it causes that thing which is dark to pop out. So that's why I did that. So again, I can do the other side. Just whisk over your brow, right under your brow and over the top. Alrighty. Now I hope they're even. I always draw one up more than the other, and I don't know why I do that, so hope they're even. So now once I have done that, I take what's loaded on the brush and then I drag it down right here in the space that is my arch, And I do this because I don't use a lot of eyeshadow at my brow. I use my concealer. And if I want color, I'll go back on top of it with color if I decide to do color for that day. Let's go back under here. Now, the reason why I do this is if you have not had a fresh, have not had your eyebrows freshly done, this will give you the illusion of freshly cleaned brow, freshly manicured brows. So that's why I do that, so that my brows will look like they're always done. And then I just kind of fade in the color a little bit. Now on the top, I use another one of my e.l.f. brushes. It needs to be clean so it looks a mess. Don't talk about my e.l.f. brush. But I take my foundation brush and I just whisk over the top of that, just kind of take the sharpness, fade out the line a little bit, and take the sharpness of the line out, as you can see here. Now if that is done, now I'll be back and I'll go ahead and put on my foundation, and then you can see exactly how my brows will look when I'm full face. Okay, everyone, I am done. This is the look that I am going to wear. Again, to do the brows, you have to remember that in order to make your eyebrows pop, you need dark and light. And so what I did again is use my eyebrow stick or my crayon or my whatever you want to call it, my eyebrow pencil, and I drew in my eyebrows, keeping in mind of the structure of my face by looking at my brow bone, which would be here, and the bridge of my nose, and contoured my eye that way. Now also you need to remember that when you draw in your brow, that as you follow the natural shape of your eye, once you get to the highest point of your brow, then at that point is where you begin to create the arch, only going 45 degrees from the end of your eye, from the corner of your eye up. It should only be about 45 degree in angle. So if you do it shorter at 90 degree, it'll cut your eyebrows off, and it'll cut your face off. Really, you'll look like you have a whole lot more face over here. If you do it at 90, if you do it at 45, that's 90. If you do it at 180, which I've seen people draw it all the way to the edge of their eye, it closes your eye off. It makes you look like your face is crunched up in one little spot here. So I hope that the tutorial I did was helpful. I am not a makeup guru. I am a makeup enthusiast, and so I can only show you what it is that I do for my own cosmetic style. And so if you guys those of you who are watching who are makeup gurus, if you know of something that I'm doing wrong, or you have suggestions about something, or very constructive criticisms or constructive comments, I would greatly appreciate that, because I'm trying to hone in on my craft. And so I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave me a message in my inbox. There'll be descriptions of the items that I used in the description box below. And one more thing. Oh, thanks for watching. You guys be blessed. Smooches.